Hey, perfect spirit. I'm Sam Shelley, and they call me the Miracle Man. Now, let's create that miracle, that transformation in your life right here, right now. There is no time to delay. So, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I talk about getting rid of the head trash. And when we get rid of this head trash, the source of stress, worry, anxiety, the not good enough, the beliefs, the opinions, then we really tap into our perfect spirit and create those miracles. And we're here to create those miracles, to live the life that we wish to live. So, what's coming to me to talk about? I really don't plan these out. They just sort of come, they sort of rise up. And it really feels like what's coming to me is talking about truth, freedom, and living from the heart. So, let's dive into that. Freedom, truth, and living from perfect spirit, living from the heart. So, what does freedom really mean? Freedom basically is the ability to make choices. Do I want to do this or that? And we're constantly making choices. Every moment of the day, we're making choices. Do I do this? Do I do that? And sometimes we're making choices from this busyness. So maybe we're doing things that really aren't supportive of us. So just slow down and realize that we're always making a choice in each moment. We're consciously making this choice, or for many, maybe it's unconscious reactions going to the program. People saying, oh, you need to do this, so you do that without no inquiry. Or people telling you to do this, you say, well, do I really want to do that? And you can make a different choice. And you can see this a lot with kids too. They're not thinking about repercussions. They're not thinking about stories that if I don't do this, what will happen? No, they just make these choices. You tell a child clean the room, they're probably going to say no and do something else. They don't not think about the repercussions. They're just thinking about having fun, enjoying that moment. And maybe perhaps cleaning the room isn't very joyful for them, isn't very uplifting. So they're doing a choice that keeps them happy and not worried about the repercussions. So are you really free? Are you free to make those choices without worrying about repercussions, worrying about the effects of those choices? Just realize I'm making the choices to the best of my ability, based on my awareness, my understanding of the situation. But really, it really comes down to your understanding the situation and the depth of your awareness. Most people are not very deep. They're not very connected to their true self, their perfect spirit. They're making choices based from the mind, and these aren't necessarily the most beneficial, the most helpful. Then we have another thing to look at, truth. What is truth? We can see in today's society, there's not one source of information that you can tap into for truthful information, looking outside yourself, because they're all biased. They're all filled with head trash coming out from their perspective, their bias. So we have to realize the real truth, as they say in the Tao, the truth that can be spoken is not the great truth. But the way it was written in the Tao was the Tao that can be spoken is not the great Tao. But we have to realize anytime we're speaking, it's really may not be the truth because it's coming through the mind and the distortions from the mind. But the place within you, perfect spirit, resides in truth. It's connected to all that is. And we simply have to remember this truth that we're free to make choices, from the mind or from the heart. The truth, we're taught that the truth is out there someplace. No, it's not found out there. The truth is always found within you. And it's a place of knowing, a deep understanding that you know that you know. You've simply been taught to distrust yourself, to disbelieve yourself, to not have faith in your own insights, your own wisdom. So really it's about learning to trust yourself. And then we always want to do our best to live from the heart, live from perfect spirit, finding that balance between heart and head. Because if we're too far down in the heart, We may not be able to take the needed actions to nurture this body, to feed this body, to support this body. But if we're too up in the head and we're disconnected from spirit, we're not making the best choices for us. We're in a very reactive mode. So we don't want to be like overly reactive, and we don't want to be in the state of the absolute either, that all is well. Even if there's all isn't really well because you can't feed yourself, you can't take care of yourself, you have no shelter. So all may not be well. So we have to see that, okay, I don't like not being able to feed myself. I don't like not having clean water, food, shelter, whatever it may be. So you have to get out of that all is well state and say, yeah, ultimately all is well, but I need to nurture this body so I can continue the human experience. Because we are here to have the human experience. And people are always asking, what is my life purpose? It's really simple: to have the human experience. Maybe there's a greater calling within you, but in essence, it's to have the human experience and to have as many different experiences as possible, to be an experience junkie, to fully live life, to try all sorts of things, no limitations, no restrictions. And this mind wants to keep doing the same things, keep you safe. Doesn't matter if you're in pain, you're suffering, you're uncomfortable. It's familiar, so let's stay there. So the spirit is saying, no, 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 let's go have an adventure. Every day should be an adventure because you're alive, you're in body right now. So let's go have that adventure. There's no guarantee that you'll be alive in this body tomorrow. We've all known someone that died in their sleep. They had all sorts of plans for the next day, but hey, the universe decided it's over. It's time to go. So we don't really have the choice so much when it's time to go. It just is. We can probably sway that a bit. I fully believe we can sway that when we want to leave, whether it's suicide, but there's other methods as well. My mom was dealing with Alzheimer's, dealing with this dementia. Her prayer, she was religious, her prayer was, what was her prayer? It's like, God, take me home. God, take me home. That was basically her prayer. And, one day that became true. She was found in a prayer position, and she passed in that position. After 6 months, her wish was granted, if you will, that she wanted to go home. She didn't like living in a damaged mind. That's very hard with Alzheimer's, not remembering things, being overwhelmed and confused by life. There's really no quality of life there. So we really have to realize, are we having the quality of life that we really want here in this moment? If not, what are you doing about it? What actions are you taking? Just following the same old isn't going to change course for you. The mind hates changing course. To live from the heart, to live from spirit, will change course. Your life will be completely different 30 days from now if you start letting go of the head trash and you start really listening and trusting yourself. This job doesn't support me, I'll find another job. This person doesn't support me, I'll find something else. And you're just constantly re-examining your prior choices, that this isn't working for me, this isn't nurturing, this isn't supportive. I don't have a cheerleader rooting me on, supporting me, loving me unconditionally. We have to really think about our needs, make ourselves our priority so we're strong to help the other. But unfortunately, people are too externally focused, neglecting their own body. So let's go back to the freedom of choices. The truth is within you, and you have to live from the heart to tap into that truth. It is this simple. And if you're looking at your life purpose, Just think about the first priority is have the human experience. Then to define that longing, that calling within you, then go do that and trust the universe will support you. All right, well, that's my ramble for today. Actually, it's not really a ramble, it's a little disconnected, but coming from this deeper place that we are here to live life, enjoy life, to celebrate life. And unfortunately, a lot of people aren't doing that because of all the restrictions, people trying to force you to do things, trying to restrict your freedom of choices. We are perfect spirit. We know what is best for us. So we have to live our truth. And people aren't letting you live your truth, then change the situation. All right. Take good care of yourself. Talk to you soon.